And we're live. Welcome,
What's going
everybody.
on, guys?
This is
This is a new
episode 1.5 of
1.5.
All Access Magic. You guys remember when they came out the Lion King 1.5? It's like that, only a little bit worse.
Our budget's not that high yet, as much as a
not.
Disney classic, you know.
Exactly.
One day.
But we are here because even though it is in the States Thanksgiving weekend, we're not like those of you up north in Canada that already had your Thanksgiving celebration.
Yeah.
You guys just beat us to it. You guys already partied hard without us.
Yeah, we were about a month early.
But this is the episode, the Thanksgiving episode, the Thanksgiving special, because we never included the Behind the Gimmicks section in episode 1 of All Access Magic, because we wanted to focus on, we had so much to announce. We had the Patreon to announce. We had our guest, Xavier Mortimer. We had so much going on, and it was the first episode of All Access Magic. We didn't feel like it wouldn't make sense to squeeze in a review in that as well. But we wanted to give you the first ever review of All Access Magic before episode 2 comes out next week. So
exactly. So we wanted to say happy Thanksgiving as well to all of our American viewers out there that are watching. So if you're watching us, happy Thanksgiving. And if you're traveling, safe travels, and hopefully you'll be watching this over the weekend. So
exactly. Yes.
Yeah. So should we?
Tigger T just said the background looks so different now. You're expecting the green and pink colors. We're still figuring out exactly the color scheme for what this show is. Also, I'm in a hotel room right now, so this is definitely not the color scheme of the show. Please do not think that I'm going to be looking like this from now on with this weird beige wall.
I was going to say like mustard yellow or something.
I'm in a hotel room because tomorrow I'm going to be, I'm already out of state, and I'm going to be visiting some family for Thanksgiving. So just hanging out here. I also love that you've got your framing as if I was there, but but you're just off
sitting here. What
That's for the imaginary co-host. Maybe we should be flipped, and I fill in the seat. I don't know if that helps at all. Probably not.
Yeah.
But we do have an incredible product here for you guys. This is something that very few have seen because it is not out yet. And we got some pre-release copies because we are good friends with the creator. You've seen him on the show before. The man, the myth, the legend, Spidey, the man, the myth, the legend, Achelian.
I was going to say Spidey.
Spidey. Yes, Spidey, the man, the myth, the legend, Spidey.
Yeah. But we got this sick product.
Great packaging off the bat.
It is great packaging. I have my main box is sitting downstairs.
This is not my main box. This one hasn't been opened yet. But off the bat, both of us, the moment that we received these, immediately started performing it because it is so strong, so versatile. It's a method that's really deceptive and really cleverly done, I think, in this kind of form factor. It's just all around really, really fun to perform.
I had a neighbor stop by tonight, and I performed it on him, and I've been doing it every day basically since I got it. And I said, he's my neighbor's watched a lot of magic, and so I said, I've got to show him this. And I did it, and he said, I got to check them out. And he was looking at the cards for half an hour. And was stupefied.
There's nothing he could possibly find.
There's nothing to look at.
Find anything. That's what's great.
That's the greatest part.
Yeah. And Spidey said it so perfectly in the trailer, where he says anybody. Well, actually, I might as well just debut a sneak peek of the trailer as well, just for anybody who's curious. Now, the full trailer isn't out just yet, so the thing is, this comes out on the 3rd of December, I believe. Yeah, so December 3rd. December 3rd is when you guys can actually purchase this. But we've got it. We've got the sneak peek. I've actually had my hands on this since like 2019, I think, is when I got the first prototype. So this has been quite a while that I've had this and been playing with it. And And there's a lot of really fun effects that I love to do with this. So let's bring in right here. You can actually see the Murphy's Magic Instagram page, and let's go over to the trailer that they've debuted. Colin McLeod,
Richard Sanders. Like the reactions that you're seeing on this are the reactions that you get. That's the great thing about it.
Genuine, absolutely.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of products out there where you see the trailer and then you get the product and you're like, there's no way that this was filmed for this.
Yeah.
So, but
and he says it right in there. You probably heard. He says that those of you who know the method will see it instantly, and those of you who don't know the method will never see it. And that's genuinely true. Is that it took me. I remember when Spidey first showed me. I learned the method within, say, 5 minutes, maybe 10 max, and then you'll never forget it. And immediately you're set. Like you're never going to forget how to do this effect, and you can perform so many effects with this, like just devious method. And it's something that, taking something that you're probably already familiar with, but putting it into a whole new form factor that just elevates it. There are a lot of card effects that I used to perform as card effects, and now I perform with ABC because it's so much more relatable. Like you're talking to people and tapping into memories like that are from their childhood, from their past experiences, from objects that they're familiar with. That's so much more relatable than just you're thinking of the 3 of clubs.
Now, we had a few people ask what we were talking about and then what the name of it is. We had Tigger T and Luna. And so we're talking about the ABC deck, which this is a sneak peek, all exclusive, because this product is actually not out on the market until December 3rd. We just happen to be friends with Spidey, and so we got our hands on it early and wanted to show you, because this is our Behind the Gimmicks episode. Usually this will be a segment on the regular show now, but we didn't get a chance to do it last week. So we wanted to come say Happy Thanksgiving to everybody and then do a little sneak peek of this. And then give you a little bit more updates on what's happening. So
exactly, absolutely. And speaking of, yes, someone was asking, can we display it? So I think Ryan, you have the physical cards out. I kept this just sealed, just so it's like nice, and also because I'm considering potentially giving this one away as a giveaway, because I already have 3 of them that are open that I use all the time. Yeah. So. And also, each of these that you purchase is a set of 2. This is a set of 2 right now.
That's a great thing. Is that like if you see this, I've got the full deck here, but this is actually 2 sets. So, which is the greatest thing, because if you're a worker, you're gonna use these all the time. You'll be using these all the time. You're gonna want another set, so they already save you buying a second set. So, I'll show you a few of them. I'm gonna hold them up here, actually. You know what? I didn't turn my close-up camera on. But yeah,
just pull out like a random,
Yeah, you can see like this is a quill pen and stuff. And let's see what else we got. Oh, the xylophone. Like these are exactly what you'd imagine if you're a kid. So you've got like a magic wand. For kids, we've got
and so the premise that you can see on the outside is that these are supposedly, from the way that they look, that they are easy learning travel size flashcards. So the way you would present this in a performance with a spectator is that you have some flashcards. These are like, for kids if they're trying to learn to read, or if it's someone. The way I present it is actually this is what a student would use if they were trying to learn a new language, if they were trying to learn English. And actually, considering we're talking about reviews, we have our positives and our negatives, our different, things that we like about this and dislike. And even though we're good friends with Spidey, we want you to know that we're always going to be honest about any of the products that we review on this show. And so we will let you know if there's any things that we dislike about a product or wish was changed. And I'll be totally honest that when I first added this into my show, after I was shown it by Spidey back in 2019, I didn't have a set. And so what I did is I printed up my own set, and I went to FedEx and I made one. And I actually used some of my own words and things and had some of my own cards that aren't included in this that I made just for myself. And
Yep.
there are certain ones that I prefer that I included for myself. Not that the set that you included is bad. It's great. It's really outstanding and
awesome
so
set.
well thought out. But there are certain pictures and words that I prefer for my presentation because
Yep.
actually just to give a full
There's-
debrief of how I present it. Yeah.
There's a
what were you
couple
gonna
I
say,
would
Ryan?
change. Oh, I was just going to say the same thing. There's a couple that I would change they're still great. Like, I'm not saying they're bad.
Yeah.
Just for what I do, I feel like they could have maybe come up with something better for it. But I mean,
Exactly.
other than
Yeah.
that, it's still an incredible trick. Like, I'm not complaining at all. That's nitpick.
And like just to show how much this elevated one of my routines, I had a routine that I used to present as just a card effect, and now I present it as a mentalism routine where I have someone who is brought up on stage who speaks a different language other than English, where English isn't their first language. Because I talk about how magic is kind of this universal way you can connect with anyone, even if you don't speak the same language, and how whenever you do learn a new language, that's like opening up a whole new group of people you could connect with that you never could have before. And so I have someone brought up on stage, and I have them end up essentially thinking back to a childhood memory where one of these objects or one of these images, is in that memory, and they think back to that, and then I start tapping into the memory and reading their mind in their first language, whether that's Spanish or French or Chinese or whatever that is, and I'm speaking to them in their first language to read their mind. The only gripe that I have with ABC is that some of the words kind of don't translate. So one that I brought up to you, Ryan, the other day was like zigzag is one of the words, and zigzag, it's like, if I was presenting that in Spanish and I got zigzag, then I would be like, "Estás pensando sobre zigzag?" And it's like, it's fine. Like, you would just say zigzag, but I kind of prefer for my presentation that there was a word that would translate. So in the one that I printed up, I'm trying to remember what I did. Oh, I did zero. I think I did zero instead of zigzag. So I just had a picture of a zero instead of a picture of a line. But it's like, that's something that's such a minor gripe and is specific to one routine that I do with these. All of the other routines that I do with them, I use the exact flashcards that are included, and these are killer. So I'm curious what kind of stuff you've been doing with them.
So the greatest thing is usually, like, anytime I'm doing walk around or something like that, and because I do mostly strictly mentalism, if I pull out a deck of cards, people automatically think, okay, he's going to do a card trick, right? And it's going to be magic and it's sleight of hand and stuff. And so I actually explained that. I said, as soon as a mentalist pulls out a deck of cards, you guys think it's going to be magic, and I'm going to use sleight of hand. And so instead, I brought these because they're kids' cards to learn how to speak, to learn English and stuff. And within, like you said, 5 minutes of watching the instructions on how to do it, I could already do it, and did just a basic routine, and absolutely floored people. Like, it wasn't the basic one that they teach in there; it's a little bit further in, but you can adapt these to anything that you do, which is the best part. Like I said, I even did it tonight just to test it out again, and fried people, and they were looking at every single thing, trying to figure it out, and there's nothing for them to figure out, which is the greatest part.
They're never going to. They're not going to figure it out. Absolutely not.
No.
And even what I listed as like a gripe or whatever with the specific words, that's because of that one presentation that I was using where I was actually saying the words to the person and trying to translate them into another language. But as you can see in that video that Spidey did, a lot of the reveals that he does are as drawings, so then you would never have to worry about that. And I think that actually the drawing rather than just being able to tell someone what word they're thinking of, but actually being able to show them that image is such a strong reveal, and probably even stronger than just telling them what they're thinking of.
Tigger T says, what do the backs look like? The backs are ABCs. So ABCs as if you were learning with flashcards. So it's super great. Like I said,
And
people have
all of
grabbed
the
them
backs
and
are
tried to look at
because they're not marked. So they say
it's not
in
a
the
marked
trailer, it's not marked. So there's nothing to see. And even if you were to show it to a magician that isn't familiar with this specific product, they would probably think that there was some kind of marking system, but they're not going to find anything.
100%. Yeah, they'll 100% think it's a marked deck and be searching. Like I said, my neighbor tonight was looking for probably a half an hour, trying to see if words would come out of the back or something like that.
And you did. Yeah, and you did actually show him, and we're not going to say which deck it was, but you did show him a deck that actually was marked, and he was able to find it pretty quickly. But then this one left him totally cold. He had no idea.
No, he was pissed. He left pissed off because he couldn't figure it out. So, which was super awesome. But the greatest thing is, so this past week, we've been working our butts off on the podcast, building a new website for the podcast. So we will have basically an exclusive on getting some ABC decks. And we're hoping to have Spidey come on the podcast next week and talk more about the deck and the release, and then have them for sale on the website. And if you're a Patreon member at our $25 level,
if you join the $25 level, you get 20% off. And that is a consistent discount. That's something that, like, if you're interested in what we're reviewing that week, you can get that 20% discount, and it's exclusive just to our Patreon subscribers. We're contemplating if the product will even be up for sale at all for non-patrons. We're planning on right now thinking that if it is up for sale, it would probably be maybe a full price or 10% discount for non-patrons. But any patron member that's at the $25 level, every product that we put up on the site, you'll be able to get the 20% discount on. And ABC will definitely be one of the first products that we're putting up on the site. So and also, it's not even out yet.
It's not out yet. And the other thing too is we finished 2 days ago shooting the first episode of the weekly patter. So if you're one of our Patreon subscribers as well, you get an extra episode this week. So that'll get posted up tonight as well. So
so you're kind of getting a half episode of All Access Magic right now, and that's for everybody for free. But if you're interested in that exclusive extra episode of the podcast that's only for patrons, then check out patreon.com/allaccessmagic. If you go to patreon.com/allaccessmagic, then you can check out all of our different benefits, all of our different tiers. We have our $5, $10, $25, and $50 tier. All of them give you a ton of exclusive benefits, including, like we said, at the $10 tier, you get the weekly patter, which is our extra weekly podcast exclusive to our Patreon subscribers, also where you can find out what we're going to be reviewing that week.
Yeah, that's the best part.
So
they get to see it. Like in the weekly patter this week, we talked about a bunch of releases that we're going to be reviewing. So you're already going to get a sneak peek of what's to come and what you're going to be able to buy at a discounted rate. So it's kind of a sneak peek.
Get the weekly patter through your Patreon tier, then you can check out a couple of the products that are going to be coming up in the next few weeks, and then get ready and plan out when you want to snatch up that 20% discount before the holiday season on any of these products that we've debuted. So we're
it says on your patter, do you discuss ideas or methods that you created or adjusted? So we didn't.
So the weekly patter is the name of the show. So it's not that we're necessarily doing an hour of patter. We're doing an extra podcast. And in that podcast, we are talking about the effects that we're performing, what our experiences have been with them throughout the week, and sure, we'll also talk about the presentation.
Yeah, we didn't talk about in this last episode that we just filmed, we didn't talk about our handling yet because we got a new product that we both think has great potential, but we hated the handling of it. And so we said we would go back and work on the handling and then review it once we have figured out what we think is the best handling. So,
and also there was an effect
like
that in the weekly patter episode, both of us thought had no potential, and I actually think I'm gonna start doing it in my show. Like 100%. Like this thing that I thought had no potential, I haven't even told you this. I actually came up with a really cool routine with it and plan to do it on stage because I think it could be really killer. So, and it was awesome. And I'm telling you, it's the worst one that we looked at.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the worst product that we looked at that we were like, there's no use for this. Now I'm actually having a lot of fun practicing with.
I can't wait to see this because I know what that product is, and I don't think there's a use for it. So
you're like, no, I don't think there's any use for this. And
it was
so
not
Tigger
a
was
good
asking,
product.
will you guys film yourself doing a trick with the product? So yes, this has been very crazy with it being Thanksgiving week and the fact that I was just in Canada and traveled back and now had another travel day today, heading to prepare for Thanksgiving. So we haven't really been able to film a lot of content, but yes, we are planning to shoot videos of ourselves performing these effects so that you can see what our presentation, our interpretation, because I'm sure that both of us, we like doing things in our own way, in our own style, and we're probably not going to do the effects the way that they are straight out of the tutorial or straight out of the trailer. So if you're interested in seeing how we would perform these effects and then hear our review and our perspectives, then that's going to be coming up very soon in the upcoming weeks.
Definitely. Yeah, we'll have lots of videos. We'll be posting that stuff too on our social media and everything. If you're not following All Access Magic,
I'm tempted to let them know one of the things I'm thinking about doing for an upcoming review, because I've already posted one piece of content about it. All right, and that is a magic kit. Actually, I have been considering, and let us know, especially if you're a Patreon subscriber, let us know, but also let us know in the comments your thoughts. I've been considering grabbing the Chris Angel magic kit and the Shin Lim magic kit and doing a head-to-head battle between them, because the first ever magic kit I actually was ever given, I think for Christmas as a little kid, was the Chris Angel magic kit. I'm sure maybe it's been updated since then, but it's also very likely it hasn't been updated since then. So I'm going to see if there's a more recent version I should pick up. But if not, I'm going to just take the one that I've already got and then try and compare the Shin Lim kit with the Chris Angel kit. But if you're interested, check out my Instagram. I just posted a video yesterday doing a couple of the effects from the Shin Lim kit. I was genuinely blown away by some of the strength of the effects that they're teaching beginners in this kit. And I don't want to say anything else about it because we have a full review upcoming, but it's
a pretty sick video. So definitely check it out. I know I called you right away after posting it and was like, that was pretty sick. So yeah, at the end of the day, I guess what we want to say is to get all the benefits of this show and to make this show, our regular podcast, even better, you've got to connect with us. There's so many different rewards through the Patreon that you're going to get, where it's exclusive content just for you guys, exclusive hangouts, exclusive lectures that aren't for anybody else. So, like I said, this effect. Should we rate this? Like, give it a rating out of 10? I think people would like.
Yeah, I think we should give a rating. I think what would be fun is if our rating system changed every single episode, so people have no idea. Like, we rated out of 10 one week, and then we just rated out of like 7.5 next week.
That's
like that was. This one's a 6.5 out of 7.
This is 6 drafts out of 7.
6 drafts out of 7 lasagnas. I think if we're gonna rate it out of 10. I would give A, B,
let's say.
C. What are we gonna say?
Let's do this. What do you rate it? Quality.
Okay. Yeah.
We'll do a couple different tiers. So, what do you rate quality?
Quality of like packaging and design, I would say is like like a 9 or 10. Like I don't know how you can necessarily up the quality on this, you know.
Yeah, I would say quality of the product is a great. They give you, like I said, they already give you an extra deck, so you're already getting a backup, which is sweet. And almost no other trick comes with a second trick in case you
second
lose or
full
whatever.
set.
Yeah. So I'm going to say 9 out of 10 because I think the quality is awesome. The only thing I wish is that the tuck box was a heavier duty tuck box because I'm carrying these everywhere. So
it is a
on
pretty
that,
basic kind of standard tuck box, but it's an interesting thing because it's like, yes, they could have done it on a more high quality like cardboard or paper that's thicker or whatever, but I think that this is so unassuming and really feels like, oh, I got this at Walmart or I picked it up at CVS or I got it from my school in elementary school. Like this really feels genuinely like you went through the little kids aisle at like Walmart and just grabbed it off of the shelf and was like, oh, this is a gift for my my 3-year-old. So
I would agree with that. The only thing is, like I said, I want to use this so much that I think this box will be toast after
the
a few
box
weeks.
Definitely gets beat up. Absolutely.
So yeah, that's the only thing is I wish that the tuck box was a heavier tuck box. Other than that, cards are great. Feel like standard deck of cards, which is great. And
So quality and then now we've got like the strength of the effect, I guess, would be its own kind of rating, like the entertainment level. And I'd say the entertainment level is like really, really killer because it's already in the same vein of a lot of the material that I liked to perform already, but it allowed me to take something that and I use it for, in the last show that I did before the pandemic, I think I used this for 3 routines within the 75-minute show. And it's like each of them felt very distinctly different. And the fact that I was using this just became an afterthought. This is just such a powerful tool, but it's not suspicious in the slightest. So I'd say like when it comes to strength of entertainment level, I guess it's tough because I'm also thinking later on we're going to review like electronic gimmicks and stuff that are like $400 and they do the work for you. This, I guess, doesn't do all of the work for you. It does a lot of it for you, but there's nothing mechanical about this. There's no like electronics to it. So I'd say, I guess, like strength, entertainment level, strength of the effect, probably like an 8 or 9, but there's so many effects you can do with it too. It's like, how do you compare this, which is like a Swiss Army knife, to, you buy a $400 effect that only does one trick?
Yep. Yeah, 100%. I would say 8 out of 10. I think it's fantastic. Like I said, everybody I've done it to has been blown away. The like I said, the only thing I wish is that a couple of the pictures had changed just to make it easier on myself, probably. But no complaint from a spectator. Spectators never said, "Oh, that's weird or whatever. Why would you want to know that word as a kid?" But
one thing I remember actually very distinctly was when I performed this in September of 2019 in a stage show. I took an effect that a couple weeks before that I had done in my Magic Castle set as a card effect, and was like, it was a strong effect. It got really good reactions, but no one was talking about that effect afterwards, after they got out the door, because it was in the middle of the routine and it wasn't at the beginning or end. It wasn't one of the most memorable moments, and it was just a card effect in the midst of other card routines. Just taking that same effect and using this instead meant I had so many people walking up to me after the show talking about this routine in particular and how crazy it was and how like it meant so much to them, that routine. And that was what they remembered more than anything else. So really, if you're a card magician, you should definitely check these out because it'll make your effects so much more memorable to the audience. And if you're not a card magician and you're a mentalist, then even better. Like why not buy it?
It's diabolical. Yeah, I would say 8 out of 10 for sure. And only leaving room for other effects. Otherwise,
Yeah.
it'd probably be a 10 out of 10.
Exactly.
But this is our first review, so we gotta.
Since this is our first review, we're trying to
set
not
the
go
bar.
just too crazy out of the gate, but at the same time, there's not a lot of complaints that we have with it. And I guess, just because of, you and I would prefer a couple other different words, then maybe we should just do our overall rating out of 10 then. And
Yeah, I see Tigger T says, is it recommended for intermediate and above or beginner
I'd
friendly?
say beginner
too?
friendly, definitely beginner
Super
friendly.
beginner friendly. Yeah, super easy.
Super
Like I
beginner.
said,
And also, what's interesting is that this takes a concept that is normally referred to as an advanced or intermediate technique that is not beginner friendly, and Spidey turned it into something that any skill level is possible.
Yeah.
And I'm being genuine. And we haven't talked with Spidey about anything that we're saying. He doesn't even know that we're doing this review today because we didn't know we were going to review this in particular today. We had a bunch of different products and just decided to pick this one. So yeah,
but I mean,
I'm not being told to say this, but it's genuine.
Within 10 minutes, we both could do this.
Yeah.
And after doing it a few times, and the great thing is, even if you don't know what it is after 5-10 minutes, they still give you an extra card. I'm not going to show that card, but as a backup in case you forget how it works. Which makes it so much easier. Like you could
literally teach yourself how the effect works again in the middle of a performance if need be.
In front of the spectators,
in front of the spectator, and they wouldn't realize that you were literally like reading the instructions. But
and I'll be honest, the first 2 times I did it, I did that because I was like, I just want to. As soon as I got it, I was like, I need to try this. And
some of us got the prototype before that was included, so we didn't have that as an option. We had to do it the old-fashioned way and just be prepared. But yes, now it's even more beginner friendly than
that's before. It. Super beginner friendly. So,
but awesome. This has been our little half-hour Thanksgiving special. But thank you again, everybody. If you'd like to check out the Patreon, again, patreon.com/allaccessmagic. But yes, what are our final thoughts, our final overall ratings out of 10 for ABC by Spidey? I'd say definitely check it out. I'd say the only reason we're not giving it a 10 out of 10 right now is because it's our first thing we're reviewing, and we just want to leave room for other things. So I'd say like 8.5 out of 10.
Yeah, I was going to say 8.5 or 9 out of 10. So I will say, I'll say 9.
9. So
because I'm using it every day. So
9, like super solid. It's great.
Tigger says, does angles matter or can you do it surrounded? Surrounded, yeah. As long as you're not doing the check back. Like once you've learned it, which will take you 10 minutes. Then you can do it completely surrounded.
Yeah, if you're trying to teach yourself how to do the routine in the middle of doing it in front of somebody, then I guess you couldn't be surrounded. But if you know what you're doing going into it and you watch the tutorials, then like,
average your rating
together 8.75.
So 8.75. Yeah, 8.75. That's an easy one this week.
Yeah, that definitely helps.
Yeah, but, 8.75 out of 10. It is a must buy when it comes out. We will have it on our website, which will be going up shortly.
And our next episode is scheduled for December 1st. This comes out December 3rd. We're going to try everything we can to have this up for sale before it comes out, like for our next episode. But if that's not possible, it will be up for sale on our site right as it comes out, and Patreon subscribers will be able to get 20% off if you're at the correct discount tier of the Patreon. So check out patreon.com/allaccessmagic, and can't wait to share with you more of the exciting effects that we have coming up, because it's only getting crazier from here.
It gets nuts. It gets absolutely nuts. But thank you guys so much for joining us tonight. A few people have asked what the price is. We don't have the price yet because it's not released yet.
No, we don't know.
but it'll be.
Whatever the price is, we will be giving you 20% off of it.
That's right. We will get you a discount. So make sure
we're
to check
basing
us
that
out.
20% off based off of where you can get it other places. It's not based off of our
Yeah.
own prices because we haven't sold anything before this that's like Magic products. So we're literally basing it off of where can you get it otherwise. Wow, that was a good word. Where
Otherwise,
else can
there
you
you
get
go.
it? What are they charging? 20% off.
That's it. Nowhere else you can get it for that. So make sure to follow us. Check us out on Patreon, and we will see you guys all next week, where we will be going live with hopefully Spidey, but if not, we have Mr. Alex Ramon, so who just
Very
fooled Penn
exciting
and Teller.
either way. Yeah.
So,
Oh, he did fool Penn and
it's gonna be
Teller. That's
crazy.
so exciting.
Yeah,
He crushed it.
yeah.
He's so
So,
good. So it'll be a great episode next week. All right. Thank you,
all
everybody.
right. Thank you guys.
This has been another half episode of All Access Magic. We'll see you episode 2 next week. Peace.
Have a good one. Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving.